guys, February and March merch by Amazon sales update, and I am very aware that I am way behind on my sales update. So I do of course want to bring these videos back. I've had a lot of questions like, hey, what happened? Are you still selling on merch? What's going on? Haven't heard any sales updates, and I like watching those videos. I like to see how you're progressing or maybe not progressing, if shirts are coming down, or where I am as far as my daily uploads and things like that. So I want to bring these videos back, but I need to catch up on February and March before I get to the April one, which I'll probably do later on this month. I usually like to come up with these videos after the payout. I don't like to have the videos about how much money I'm supposed to get if I haven't gotten it yet, if that makes sense. So after the payouts, that's when I want to do it. So here I am. That's what I put. Yes, I am behind on the updates. But before I start, I do want to talk about Merch Minds. Our podcast. One of the reasons why I do want to bring that up is because that's kind of why I am behind. This is like weekly podcast episodes, and also the Facebook group. So a lot of the merch news and updates come from that more than my YouTube channel. And I did talk to Yang as far as getting our podcast episodes probably like re-uploaded onto my channel, so you can get it from there as well. So here's the just little update on Merch Minds, and the update is that we are now on Stitcher. Finally, I've had a lot of emails asking me like, I hate iTunes. When am I gonna get on Stitcher? It would be way easier for me if you were on Stitcher. So finally, we got accepted, and everything just got transferred on from Libsyn onto Stitcher. So you can go to any of those three: iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher, all three of them. Let me show you the what those look like real quick. So here's the iTunes one. If you want to go on, you can just go straight to iTunes and get that on your app. Here's Libsyn, and you can just listen to them straight from the site. You don't have to download anything. And then here's Stitcher, and you can listen to all those as well. If you are already familiar with Stitcher, then this shouldn't be too difficult. You can just go and listen to all of the podcast episodes. And then Merch Minds Facebook group. Let me put this to the side. You guys can see this bigger. There it is. We're almost there to almost 2,000 members. Pretty awesome, and super quick too. Like, it just exploded right after merch started letting a lot more people in. Then the group got really popular and kind of grew. So now we're almost there. We're at 1,900, almost there to 2,000 members. Join this free podcast, free Facebook group, and you can tag me and then you want to ask me anything. Tag whoever you want. Tag Yang if you want, and he'll answer you whenever he can, as soon as he can. So you can go to the Merch Minds Facebook group. All right, so got that out of the way. Let's get into the numbers. This is where I am now. Ignore. Let me block this real quick. So this is where I am now. Let me refresh this. And this has been going up and down as far as the last 7 days, which always happens. And this is just getting me back into where I was last month. So in, let's say, February, solid sales. March, solid sales, which is here. Here it is. February, $5,118.36. March, $5,298.48. April, which Young predicted was going to be a little lower, and it was way lower for me. I haven't come out with the April update yet, but I can tell you it looks like it's probably around $800 to $1,000 less than March. So I did take a big hit there. And that just also came with, I think everybody, it was just really slow. One of the days was really weird. I do average like 30 sales a day, more or less. One of those days was like 12 sales. Another one was like 16 sales. So all of those came down I can tell you April was lower. So this is where I am right now, 1923. So almost there to 2,000 products live, and then my daily submissions 115, and then 8,000 tier. That hasn't changed. And at one point, I think in March, I was at like 14 to 1,500 estimated royalties. So this has gone down to, I'm barely coming up because April was super low. At one point in April, I know my last 7 days was like 900 something bucks. So you can say a huge difference from 1,500 bucks down to 900 something bucks last 7 days. April was not a good month compared to the others. I mean, it was still a good month as far as merch in general, but it was just very, very slow compared to the other months. So let me get this out of the way. And that's where we were for February and March. So the year to date, January, February, March totals almost 15,000. So a little bit less than like average of 5,000 per month. And that will go down again once we have the April numbers. So now I'm just starting to get back up again for the month of May. And we're only like 6 days in as far as where I'm recording this video. We talked about the updates. This is where I am. And the 60-day rule really wiped out a lot of my designs over time. So I have this highlighted here. This is what happened. If you guys have been listening to the podcast, I was at like 40 designs per day is what I could upload. And what I did was I did a lot of simple text-based designs every day, like 40 designs every day. Very, very simple. And some of those did sell, but a lot of them didn't. And I think this also kind of helped me get some more shirts out there while I was planning like the Gary Vee thing and listing quite a bit more stuff on eBay. Getting caught up with that, I was able to still get some shirts on merch, but they just did not sell very well. This is super, super simple designs. So the 60-day rule wiped out a lot of those. If you guys remember, at one point late last year, I was almost there to like 3,000 designs. Recently, I just got back up to speed to getting my like 100 designs per week again, like the way I used to. And so when the 60-day rule came out and wiped out a lot of the designs late last month, I was down to I think like 1,500 shirts. Now I'm just starting to get those back up again, almost there to 2,000. But that's a huge difference. That's almost wiping out like half the shirts from maybe like September of some time, I think last year, when I was close to 3,000. So it's a huge difference, and a lot of shirts that didn't sell that I think Young was saying like, well, why don't you spend a little bit more time designing higher quality shirts? And I'm just going to go back to kind of doing that. I was doing that when I really built it up to doing like 100 per week, and I was really spending a lot more time on the designs to get more designs out there. That's when I did the 40 designs per day, simple text based, and that only worked for a certain point. So I wouldn't recommend doing that again. I'm not going to do that again. I am going to spend more time. And that's what I was talking about, getting back on track to the 100 plus designs per week now that I am working a little bit less for my family business. So I do have some more time to spend on merch. That's going to be my main thing that I want to focus on. Of course, YouTube, eBay, that stuff too. But I think merch has to be number one to get those numbers back up again, back up to over the 5,000 per month, and then try to grow it from there. So the last 2 weeks or so, I've been back on track. I've uploaded a little bit over 300 designs, and I'm trying to go like niche based, going deep within the niches to see what I could do to build that up. So I like to do different things that's not related to the podcast, like a lot of like just different info in general. And I have been testing ads. I haven't talked about this in the podcast at all, so this is going to be new to anybody that's watching this video. Amazon Marketing Services, I'm at testing stage. I've only done maybe like a week and a half or so on ads. and they haven't really been that great. That's why I'm saying testing stage, and you really have to learn what you're doing with ads and play with them uh, over time, couple of weeks, different daily amounts, different niches that you're kind of focusing on. So this is purely testing. I have no clue what I'm doing. This is what the results are so far. I sold 11 shirts based off of ads. I ran like 20 different ads. Well, actually running because it's almost done. I did like 2 weeks total. 20 different ads on different shirts. I spent, actually I was supposed to put what that total was, but I'm going to do a little bit different example of what I've kind of spent on a couple of ads. So this particular shirt, sponsored product, impressions, 33,000 impressions, 66 clicks. I spent $40 and I only sold one shirt. But then again, this is like a totally different niche from this one, which is a sponsored product and a headline search. Now this shirt, impressions almost 6,000, clicks, I got more clicks, I spent way less money, $15, and I sold one shirt. Either way, selling one shirt, I'm making like what, $5 to $7 off of one shirt sale, depending on how much that price was. I guess like $6 to $7 more or less. So clearly I'm losing money in this case. That's why I'm saying this is test mode. Impressions on this thing super high, 33,000. I thought that was really good. But it comes down to like, how many shirts did you actually sell? And only sold one shirt. That's not very good. But keep in mind also, both of these products were two totally different niches. Obviously both t-shirts, but completely different niches and timing. So maybe the headline search is something that might be a little bit better over time. I don't know. But I am testing out different niches and different ads between the headline searches and the sponsored products. And I think there was another one too that I was trying out. So I'll keep everybody updated once it's like done, as far as like the 2 weeks go, and I could fully analyze all of the numbers. But this is just something I wanted to throw out there because I haven't talked about it in the podcast. And that's just where I am as far as ads go. I have a long way to go. The good news is, in the world of merch, a lot of tier ups lately, especially the last week or so. Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures, go subscribe to her channel and follow her when she does. And she tiered up to 2,000, which is super impressive. I'm really happy for her. I'm glad to see her progress and the money she's made and gone through that. I think she's also focused more on merch, and she still sells on eBay and Etsy and stuff, but I think focusing more on merch now and seeing the results from it. So congrats to her, tiered up to 2,000. Now these are just from other people in our Merch Minds Facebook group. Some people went from 10 to 100 tier up. That is insane. Another person went to 25 from 10 tier up, but didn't even sell 10. Sold less than 10 shirts and tiered up to 25. I think this is good news to say that Amazon is finally catching up. I don't know about letting people in. I haven't heard a lot of that stuff yet, but it's good to see people tier up, especially some of the lower tiers, 10 and 25. They're jumping up and they're able to upload more shirts. So let me know if you're in this category, and if you did tier up, let me know in the comments below. So this is another big news that I think happened the last week, and that is merch research. We talk about merchresearch.com. Me and Yang, we use it. I used it. I still use it to research different merch ideas and see other print-on-demand platforms and other websites. You can see other t-shirt designs, get ideas, get inspiration. So this is huge news because Merch Research has now combined with Merch Informer. Merch Research is, or maybe was, owned by Chris Green. Now they're formed together with Merch Informer. Let me go to this site because I did get a little confused when I searched on there. So here it is. Like if you type in Merch Research, let's see, we're merchresearch.com, and then it's automatically going to go to a new URL to merchinformer.com/merch Amazon listings. So it takes you here, and this looks different from what you're usually, I guess, used to seeing with merch research. So I was like, where do I go from here? Because I was like, okay, well, I can search obviously something here, and it says use the search box to enter any keyword or phrase to see all merch by Amazon search results. All right, cool. You can see all the, just like how it was before. But I was like, what happened to everything else? Like, I don't see all of the other print on demand platforms, other websites I can search. And it's a little funky still. I think they just merged not too long ago. If you go here to this invisible bar, I don't know why it's doing this, but up here, now you can go to resources, and then you can click on what you're used to seeing. So if you were used to using merch research, you remember it had a huge sidebar here on the left side. Then you can click on whatever you wanted to search. Now you'd have to, it's on top on this research bar. I know it's invisible right now. Hover over it, go to resources, then you can click on search social media. Then you'll see Instagram and all those pop up just like you normally would on merch research. Go up here, you can go to print on demand sites, then you can search those just as you normally would. So it was a little weird. I was a little confused, but now I know where the bar is. And I think there's some certain things that you can kind of benefit from being part of Merch Informer. I've heard a lot of good things about Merch Informer. Now is probably my time to finally join. But I know nothing about them. I'm not an affiliate or nothing like that, but maybe the time I can join and see how well it is, because I've never used it before. As you can clearly see, I'm not logged in or nothing, never used it. So I guess we will see once I join that. So that's a nice little update from Merch Informer and Merch Research, because they did combine, and I think a lot of people may not have noticed that yet. So now if you do notice, the site is a little different. And last, the new colors. I know this has been out for maybe a couple of weeks, but I think there's a lot of just potential in general with the color pink. I would get some new pink t-shirts out there, try to capitalize on the new color. And if you're following me or you're part of Hustler Hacks on Facebook, let me get this out of the way and try to get a better view. Then you know that I made this little quick video. I also shared it on my Instagram. It's automatically playing even though I put pause. I don't know what's going on. So let me play it real quick. If you haven't seen it, it's just a quick little video. And this is something that from my Gary V training, as far as like making little videos, and how both Instagram and Facebook, they kind of push that stuff instead of just links to YouTube, which I kind of do there. You can clearly see here 517 people reached. So they kind of push it out more to people and kind of boost it for you rather than just putting links. So here, I'm going to play this real quick. So I just made it was like a quick 20-second video, 18-second video, a 22-second video, just announcing the new colors, and you can get, more info on our podcast and stuff like that. So just a cool little video that I made on Final Cut Pro, put it together, and something I really want to try to do more often, not only for the podcast, but also for my YouTube channel. And I got a long way to go to figure out how I'm gonna do all of this stuff, because it is pretty cool. I like to see these little videos, and they do very well on social media, and I gotta figure all of my planning execution of social media with my channel and podcast and everything like that. So let me close this. All right, And that is it for this update. I just wanted to go through the numbers and talk to you guys about current merch news and where I am as far as my t-shirt, how many t-shirts I have live, what I sold, where my numbers at, and how I need to improve. And also you guys got to see an update on the ads, which I haven't talked about before either, but you guys will see more of that as long as I keep messing with the ads and trying to figure that out. So you can email me, hustlerhacks1@gmail.com, if you have any questions regarding merch, the podcast, anything like that, as far as even the world of merch in general. Any info I know, I'll try to update you on that. Hustler Hacks on Instagram, you can follow me there. I have a lot of just different, I don't really have a lot of merch stuff on Instagram. A lot of it has to do with like eBay sales and finds and thrifting and things like that. But Instagram, that's where I am, at Hustler Hacks. So thanks guys for watching this video. Leave me a comment below if you did tear up recently, and if you have any questions about merch, you can also do that in the comments below, and I can answer those questions for you too. So thanks guys for watching. Go out and get it.